Hi, first and foremost, I'd like to thank all of you who are taking the time to watch my content. It means everything to me to allow me to be a part of your life in this way. And I will continue to serve you and deliver all the knowledge, informations, tools, and methodologies that you need to know to manage the supercomputer between your ears, to be able to manage this system, to be able to be the boss, to be able to feel a sense of empowerment, to be able to control your emotions, because ultimately everything in the world is driven by emotion. Wars, products are sold by emotion, relationships are built by emotion. At the end of the day, every single decision we make or have made as a nation, as a world, has been made by emotion. All decisions are made by emotion. We then justify it with logic, but ultimately it's made with an emotional feeling is what drives the decision. So I thank you, and I want to help you fully understand and comprehend your emotions. Now I want to thank all of you that send me feedback, have sent me feedback, and I beg you, please, if there's any specific topic related to managing your emotions, understanding your emotions, making changes to your emotions, please reach out to me, direct message me, add a comment to my post so I can know which direction to go that I could serve you better. But today, the idea that I want to share with you is so powerful. And that is that every single emotion in the world, it doesn't matter how overwhelming, it doesn't matter how sad, it doesn't matter the intensity, you can and eventually will habituate, get used to it. In other words, there is no emotion that you cannot get used to. It's unfortunate, that I have to explain it, with negative, but the reality is there is no tragedy in the world that you cannot get used to and habituate to. On the other hand, there's no joy, there's no excitement that can ever hit you that you won't get used to it either. They did a fascinating study in Harvard University. Fascinating. It's almost unbelievable. Now, don't ask me why they studied this, whose idea it was, and what prompted it. But what came out of it is just amazing. They studied to see who would be happier 12 months later. Somebody that wins a $500 million lottery? In other words, somebody that got the ultimate gift, the ultimate amazing thing happen in their life, where you would assume that they're set for life. How is it possible for them to ever lose the impact of that joy, of that success, of that win? Okay, so the first example that they studied was somebody that wins a $500 million lottery. And then they said, and they studied somebody that became a quadriplegic. They were in some sort of accident or contracted some illness, which took away their ability to be able to use their limbs, their hands and feet, for the rest of their lives. Something so tragic that there's no way in the world that they can ever forget that, because it has such a dramatic impact in their life. So back to the Harvard study. Who's happier 12 months later, 1 year later? Somebody that wins a $500 million lottery, or somebody that becomes a quadriplegic? Think about it. Who do you think's happier a year later? Somebody that wins a $500 million lottery, or somebody that becomes a quadriplegic? And you know what the answer was? Equal. They both come back to their baseline 12 months later. So in other words, this person won the lottery. Wow, they went up and up and up, won $500 million. 12 months later, they're back to their baseline where they started. This one lost their ability to move their hands and feet, went down. 12 months later, back to their baseline. It's fascinating. That means that you habituate to anything. Something as major as winning a $500 million lottery, something as tragic as losing the ability to move hands and feet, and 12 months later, back to your baseline. It's a beautiful piece of information because you could use it to serve you. You can get used to any emotion. You don't have to run away from anything. You don't have to be afraid of any emotion. You can get used to it. Please, I urge you then if you find this idea helpful, please share it with other people so we can make a massive difference and make the world a much better place.